Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jon Ogah, and many of you may know me as the fake housemate from Big Brother Naija 2017. I am also a singer, and also I am an ex-reality TV star and ex-reality TV winner. Before Big Brother Naija, I was, a student. I went to school. I was getting my master's degree and everything, and I decided to come back to the country and go for Big Brother Naija because I needed some more exposure. Now, many of you may recall I used to be on a music competition called Naija Sings in 2009. Yeah, so before that I was doing music and schooling, but my main priority was school. So after school I told my dad, I'm like, okay, I finished now. I want to do what I love, what my passion is, and that's music. So I came back to the country and I needed exposure, and I went for the auditions for Big Brother Naija. It was a very, very hectic process. I mean, we had like four to five auditions. So the first auditions was with everyone, and then they started cutting us down into smaller groups until it became an individual process. It was a very, very revealing experience for me because I felt like this is what a lot of us go through to get what we want. And I really enjoyed the process for Big Brother Naija. I can't officially tell you how the process works, but I can tell you that it's a very, very interesting and, well thought out process. My mission in the house, many of you thought that my mission in the house was to go and cause controversy. My mission in the house was not to cause controversy. My mission in the house was actually to bring life into the house the best way I could, but the primary target was T-Boss. I was to befriend T-Boss, and I was also to break her heart. However, the mission was called to an end, so it ended. But I don't think you guys saw that because the diary session I had with Big Brother telling me that it's over. I'm hearing many of you didn't really see that. So many of you keep telling me, why is it that you did not complete your mission and everything? My mission was not to go and cause controversy in the house. Okay, my mission was to just bring life into the house. I would say my mission was accomplished. From all indications, I think that I did what I had to do. I did befriend T-Boss. I would have broken her heart if I was given the chance to continue the mission, but the mission ended. So yes, I feel I did, and I think I even accomplished more than just the mission. I'm glad to have come out of the house and people tell me that they enjoyed me in the house for the quality conversations that I bring and for keeping myself upright in the house no matter what was going on. Being in the Big Brother house was amazing. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the company I had with all the housemates. I mean, Uriel was an amazing cook, and Ife was also a very, very real person. Essay was crazy, so sometimes if you're sitting down and you're bored, when she just enters, she brings life, so much energy. Bisola the same thing, Bisola keeps us entertained, we're not bored. So also the thing told Tony, and Bassi is always doing his own thing, Debbie Rice is always on the guitar. So there were different people with different characters, and so there was not one dull moment. But yes, I'll also say that the food, I really enjoyed the food. We used to say we eat pepper with something else. For example, pepper and indomie, instead of saying indomie with pepper, because they loved pepper in that house. So at least I'm used to pepper, so now I can eat more and more pepper. But I'm taking a break for my digestive system. My favorite moment in the house was, the kissing festival. Yes, many of you have been calling me Mr. Kiss Kiss, but yes, I enjoyed the kissing festival. I think it was a different way of experiencing, intimacy with a group of people that you do not know. Kissing a total stranger. I mean that was one of my best moments in the house. Another moment was when Essay was singing "Ooh Wow, Ooh Wow." I don't know if you guys can remember that, but that was an amazing moment as well. In the house, my favorite housemate was Bisola. Bisola was my favorite housemate. Also, Thin Tall Tony was also my favorite housemate. Yes, those two. Bisola had so much energy, and all those had different characters that she could bring out, at any time. That was amazing, and Thin Tall Tony kept life going in the house as well. As for Bali, I think that Bali is an amazing guy. I have nothing against Bali. However, I just felt like watching the show, seeing that he had an advantage card. I was wondering, why is no one trying to like make sure that everyone is equal in the house? Why don't we level the playing field so that each and every one of us have equal and fair opportunity of being nominated instead of someone having immunity? So I just didn't understand that. So I was like thinking that I could go into the Big Brother house, speak to the housemates, sort of like cause a little bit of conspiracy and controversy, and then get them to see that, hey, let's nominate this guy, let him lose his advantage card, and then everyone gets on an equal playing field. But I didn't really have anything against Bali. I actually enjoyed my time with Bali because I like arguing a lot, good arguments though, something I can learn from, not quarrel or something like that. So whenever we argue about words in the dictionary or argue about career and who has blown, who has not blown, I get to learn something from Bali. So I really enjoyed my time with him. I wouldn't say that I had issues with anyone in the house, not necessarily issues with anyone in the house. I just felt like Kemen, I had no issues with Kemen, but just he was not really my favorite person in the house. I could talk with Kemen, I could have a good conversation with Kemen, but it's just that, I think Kemen was maybe, all I can say, maybe onto us as fake housemates. So I had to limit my time with Kemen because I felt like this guy is very smart in terms of seeing that there's something not right here. And he could have figured us out. So if you spend too much time with Kemen and Kemen begins to ask you questions, so how are you on lockdown? Or, and then you begin to tell him something that doesn't add up, he would figure it out. So I had to limit my time with Kemen. I call him conniving Kemen because also I will hear Kemen talking about us, like, these guys, they're not for it. And then all of a sudden I come out of the house and I hear that he instigated them nominating us, like, so much. So, he played the game really, really well. So Kemen was the one person I had to stay away from. So I watched bits and pieces of it, but this is what I want to say. You may like someone, but if the person is not into you, quench it. Unrequited love, we don't deal with stuff like that because you get yourself into a hole, and at the end of the day you get yourself into a mess. You're in love with someone, or you like someone so much and the person doesn't like you back. You can't force someone to like you back. Do you understand? There is no doubt. T-Boss had already made it clear. She's into tall, fair guys. I'm taller than T-Boss. I may not be as tall as thin, tall Tony. But in my head, I'm thinking to myself that the second person or the third person in the house that T-Boss would gravitate to, if at all she was to do so, would be thin, tall Tony, because that's her spec. I have been watching the show, and then I have been in the house. And from all indications, she is not attracted to Kemen whatsoever. She's more attracted to the people that she's attracted to, and she makes that known to them. So I just feel like, there's no way anybody can fault her for anything, because you are attracted to who you are attracted to. And if you don't want anything to do with anyone and the person keeps forcing themselves on you, then that is an issue. Of course, yes. It was a mission, but definitely I would say that T-Boss, she's a cool person. So, and she's beautiful. Let's be real. Let's keep it real. And so obviously, definitely there would be some attraction there. I don't think I would spend my time with someone for such a long time if I was not attracted to them. They'd be boring, and I wouldn't want to waste my time with them. So she was not that for me. If I had the opportunity to go back in the house, maybe I would have been a little bit crazy, but not as crazy as Essay, obviously. But I think I could have contributed a lot more in terms of drama and stuff like that. I think there was a time when I noticed I could have stood up a lot more for people who I felt were being talked down, or in my own view, a little bit bullied. I could have done that a lot more. I could have also stated my opinions a lot more in the house, because there were so many things that I disagreed with. I felt like based on logic and reasoning, I felt like some things were not adding up during the conversations and in the way people carried themselves and behaved. For example, I would have told people that, you know what, you can't keep pushing yourself onto someone and lose focus of money and what you're here for. So I would have done that differently. For example, there were times when I felt like Gifty was being bullied in the house. I could have also stood up to them because I do understand that it's a game and the nomination process goes on, but then there's a way when you even in jest, even in fun, when you're making fun of someone and then I could see that it was hurting her, and I could have maybe stood up for her a lot more. Also, I also feel like there's some certain things that you do and someone doesn't like or someone doesn't want and you continue doing it. For example, trying to get someone to like you. You guys are no strangers to the news about Kemen being disqualified from the house. My thought on that is this. I felt that in the house, a lot of guys were attracted to T-Boss, but T-Boss was not attracted to them. T-Boss from the start had made it known that this is the kind of guy she likes. A tall, fair, blah, 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 blah type of guy. And we already knew that. So to see someone actually constantly move or gravitate towards that person, it's fine in real life when you're trying to get someone. But at some point you have to stop. You have to stop because there will come a point where you will take things too far. Same thing as well. I also noticed that Thin Tall Tony was, gravitating towards SA almost before we left the house as well. But I never really said anything about it because I felt like, everyone is mature, everyone, they should be able to defend themselves or say something. But I think what I've learned now is that it's important for you to say something whenever you see something that's wrong, but be smart about it, so don't go and say something that will get yourself in trouble. So I feel like what I would have done differently in the house would be to stand up a lot more and say, hey, I don't feel like that type of thing is good, or I don't feel like that reasoning is correct. Well, I can't really say, because I will be honest and say this. The Beyonce was what I was hearing all the time, even coming from T-Boss herself. So we should be like, oh, this is the teddy bear that Beyonce gave me, and I'm like, Beyonce again. Yes. So I felt like I felt like to her it's all about Beyonce. She may like me as a person, she may be attracted to me or something like that, but it was mostly about Beyonce. I wish I met. There's Coco Eyes, there's Soma, and there's Beyonce. Those were the ones that were evicted before I entered the house. Which one would I have met? I wish I met Beyonce in the house. Yes, I think it's Beyonce. I think watching the show and watching Soma, Beyonce, Coco Eyes, I never really gravitated towards Soma or Coco Eyes. I enjoyed them, but I think it was more, I enjoyed watching T-Boss and Beyonce. So now that I've been in the house and I've had my own thing with T-Boss, I'm imagining I was in the house with Beyonce and T-Boss. That dynamic, it would be crazy. So it would have been something to watch, I think. You see, I think my answers have changed. When I got evicted from the show, I said Thin Tall Tony. When I came into the real world, I realized that the opinion of Thin Tall Tony had totally shifted, based on all that he had been doing. Now, after this Kemen's debacle with T-Boss, and watching the way some of the housemates that I had thought would win how they handled it, I'm not sure. I think I would have said Bisola before because I've been saying Bisola since I came out. But now I'm going to say Efe. So I'm changing it for the third time. But we are allowed to change our minds. When we evaluate and we analyze things, we can change our mind again. Tomorrow I may say it to be Mavis or Bali. Because like joke, they can just go in and take it. But for now I'm going to say Efe. Efe is keeping it real. I think Efe is smart. I think in a weird way, not in a weird way, but in a very cool way, Efe is mature. He stays away from talking about people. And that's a very important thing. When you talk too much about people too fast without knowing where they are coming from, when you just judge them without having the entire news at your fingertips for you to analyze and then come to a conclusion, it's not a very good look. So if I like his personality, I like his character, I hope he keeps it up. With regards to the issue of Kemen and T-Boss, this is my opinion. It's a very sensitive subject and I've tried to stay away from it, but I'm going to speak on it since you've asked me. I feel like no means no. Whether the person says it outright, or the person says it through body language, or the person doesn't even say it at all, no means no. I don't think that I would walk up to a woman, grab her bum bum or grab her breast. Do you understand? The person may just turn around and slap me. Do you understand? That slap means no. And there should also be no in the sense that you should not even go and do that. Do you understand? It's a different thing if the girl is your friend and you're like, hey, but if no means no. Especially when someone is sleeping. If someone is sleeping, that person has no control of what happens before they wake. And when I say wait before they wake, it's not until they open their eyes. It's until someone realizes within themselves that something is not right here. Now, T-Boss is sleeping. Kemen groped her while she was sleeping. I felt like that was a wrong move. It was a wrong move. And at that point in time, I just feel like, you know what? You are losing your reason for being on Big Brother Naija. Look, someone told me yesterday, said, look, you can sleep with all the pretty girls and lose money. They will leave you, you will lose money. But if you go after your money, the pretty girls will come. How can you be on a show which you are going for because you want to gain more exposure, because you want to run for this money? You have plans in the future. And you lose entire focus on that. And your energy is now pumped into trying to get someone to sleep with you on the show. I think from that point in time, he had lost his reason for being on the show. His focus had shifted right from the moment he began to put eye on T-Boss. He had lost his reason for being on that show. And it's unfortunate, but I think that we all need to stand up and say something about this. Some of you may not agree with me, it's fine. But don't attack anyone for speaking out on such issues. If everyone is to keep quiet about issues that are important to our society, then there will be no proper change. So it's a good step for Big Brother to take, to set an example to all the men, all the boys that are growing up, and even the girls as well. You cannot go and grope a guy and think you can get away with it. So we need to settle this, and we need to make sure that we understand what is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. There is no excuse for it. That's my opinion on it. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jon Ogah, and I would like to give a shout out to Payport. I'd like to give a shout out to Big Brother Naija 2017. I'd like to give a shout out to MultiChoice, Mnet, Africa Magic. I'd also like to give a shout out to the amazing, to the wonderful, fantastic OLORISUPERGAL TV. You guys should keep watching. There's so much more coming up. So much more.